coming in, quoting Eastern Army commander of the Indian Army that the Chinese and the PLA there is enhancing its capacities along India's border in Arunachal by building infrastructure, by actually building in new villages called prosperity villages, and essentially building double-use infrastructure which can be used for military purposes as well. The Chinese, in fact, have been doing this across the entire border of India from Arunachal Pradesh to Ladakh. In fact, Major Gaurav Arya joins us on the development. Major, Eastern Army commander making a statement saying that China is building dual-use infrastructure along its border with Arunachal Pradesh and that India needs to respond to. Are we doing so, Major?
Absolutely, Abhishek. I saw the statement by Lieutenant General Rana Pratap Kalita, who's the Eastern Army commander, and what he's saying is absolutely correct. The Chinese are fast upgrading their infrastructure, and we need to do accordingly. Also, your point about dual infrastructure that the Chinese are building. You know, ostensibly on the face of it, they look like civilian villages, but they can be used for, the army in times of war. This is what China is doing, and recently there was news in the media that 6 army divisions, which is roughly, core minus, if I can use that term, because a corps would have much more, but less than a corps. But 6 divisions is also very big. Approximately 50,000-60,000 troops have been moved from the Pakistan border to the Chinese border. Abhishek.
What I'm going to do is, initially I'll run through a brief update of what's happening in the Eastern Theatre, and thereafter I'll be taking on all the questions that you may be having. I don't have to tell you much about Eastern Command. You all are more aware about it than me, because you all have been reporting about various activities in the Eastern Theatre in various portals that you are working for. You all are aware that the Eastern Army has the onerous responsibility of maintaining the territorial integrity of the border of the eastern region of our country. And that part of our border has got numerous challenges. And all these tasks has been executed by our formations steadfastly, displaying professionalism, utmost dedications, and bravery against all odds. If you take a look at last 1 year, it has been an extremely eventful year, wherein the Eastern Army has risen up every time to meet all the challenges in spite of being adversely affected by the COVID pandemic, which had an impact on lives of all of us in the world. You would also be happy to note that we are not resting on our laurels. We are constantly evolving. We are alive, aware, and responsive to the future challenges. And we are ready to take on all the challenges that come our way. You must be hearing the term called, often discussed term called, the man behind the machine. And for us, this man behind the machine is the most important element of our war-waging capability. The professional acumen, the indomitable spirit and resolute grit shown by them truly epitomizes the organization that the Indian Army consists of. I would also like to brief you on the responsibility that Indian Army is entrusted with. Like I had mentioned earlier, we are responsible for the border of the eastern part of the country.